You know, in every single conversation, every interaction, there's a hidden script running in the background. A script that decides who has the power. Well, today we're diving into a set of forbidden techniques that claim to let you rewrite that script entirely. We're deconstructing something called frame control. Right out of the gate, the source material hits you with this. It doesn't ease you in. This is the core premise, the raw, unfiltered declaration that sets the stage for everything we're about to explore. It's not a suggestion, it's the entire mission statement. So, what exactly is this so-called weapon of influence? Before you can even think about controlling a frame, you have to understand what it is. Let's define the battleground. Okay, so according to the author, a frame is just another word for your reality. It's the lens through which you see the world. Frame control, then, is the act of imposing your reality onto someone else so forcefully that theirs just shatters, and they're left accepting your version as the only true. So, get this. This philosophy says that no interaction is just a friendly chat. It's a conflict, a silent war between two competing realities. You walk in believing you're the prize. She walks in believing she is. In this world, there's no middle ground, no collaboration. It's just a subconscious battle for who gets to be in charge. So, how is this reality heist actually supposed to work? The author lays out a very clear roadmap, a step-by-step guide to, well, becoming the puppet master. It's all about a domino effect. See, first, you seize control of her perception, how she literally sees the world. Once you control that lens, you basically own her emotions. And once you own her emotions, her actions are next. The final step, making her fall in love, is presented as just the natural outcome of that chain reaction. And there it is, the end game, stated without any apology. The goal here isn't partnership, it's ownership. One person becomes the puppet, and the other one, well, they pull the strings. Now, this isn't just presented as a strategy. It's presented almost like a law of physics. The author lays out a set of unbreakable laws that they say govern this dark game. Let's take a look at some of the core rules. Okay, so law number 1 is basically a direct assault on logic. It says that for the person you're targeting, reality isn't objective. It's just a direct reflection of whatever they're feeling in that exact moment. And that right there becomes the main lever you're supposed to pull. And this is how you apply that first law. The author argues that trying to use logic is a waste of time because people make decisions emotionally first. Any logical reason they give you is just something they invented afterward to justify the feeling. They call it backwards rationalization. So the key is to forget the intellect and go straight for the emotions. All right, another key idea is law number 6, which is all about the raw power of just believing. This law says that how you deliver your reality is way more important than what that reality even is. Honestly, this might be the single most important pillar of the entire philosophy. The war of frames, according to the text, isn't won with facts or logic. It's won by whoever has the most unshakable, intense belief in their own world. That intensity becomes the weapon that literally bends the other person's reality until it matches yours. Next up, we have Law 14, which brings in a classic manipulation tool, the compliance ladder. The whole idea is that you don't build obedience with one big command, but with a whole series of tiny incremental steps. And here's the playbook for that. You start with really small requests, things that are super easy to say yes to. This gets the person into the habit of agreeing with you. The text calls this building positive compliance momentum. The theory is every yes makes the next yes easier. And the more someone invests and complies, the more psychologically hooked they become. But here's the catch. The techniques are apparently useless without the right person using them. According to the source, you don't just use frame control, you have to become it. This next part is all about the persona you're required to build. This is the core instruction, and it's literally in all caps in the original text. It's not a suggestion, it's an order. You have to internalize this mindset of absolute authority. You have to believe you're in charge before you can ever project that to someone else. So what does that actually look like? Well, the author lists out the specific beliefs you have to adopt. You have to see yourself as the prize, as the one doing the choosing. You have to genuinely believe you have higher social status and this is a big one, that you need them way less than they need you. That's what creates the power dynamic this whole thing relies on. And it's not just in your head. The mandate extends to your physical body. The text argues that this dominant frame has to be broadcast through your nonverbal cues. We're talking a deep voice, taking up space with your stance, unwavering eye contact. Any little sign of nervousness, like fidgeting, is seen as a crack in your frame, an invitation for someone else to challenge it. And this quote pretty much strips away all the complex theory. The author says that every single technique, every law, every mindset, it all serves one purpose: to project this image of unbreakable confidence. That confidence is framed as the master key to getting what you want. So the big question is, why does a framework like this get so much traction? Why is it so appealing to people? Well, the source itself actually gives us an answer. It explains the psychology behind its own appeal. The hook is powerful. It's the promise of getting your hands on forbidden knowledge. By framing these ideas as some kind of suppressed truth that society doesn't want you to know, the author makes the reader feel like they're being let into a secret, powerful club. And this right here reveals the final layer. You see, the system doesn't just teach you frame control, it demands that you use it on yourself. It insists that its worldview is the one truth, and it requires you, the reader, to reject all other ways of thinking. The idea is you have to control your own frame, absolutely, before you can ever hope to control someone else's. And that really brings us to the end of this deconstruction. We've walked through the architecture of frame control just as it's laid out in the source material, which kind of leaves us with one final question to think about. In a world that's so complex, with infinite information, why is the promise of a single, simple key to power just so seductive?